So, is the Adidas Harden Volume 8 as good or better than last year's best basketball shoe, the Harden Volume 7? Let's go ahead and talk about it. How's it going, everyone? My name is Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got the performance review on these bad boys right here. This is the Adidas Harden Volume 8. Is it the best basketball shoe of 2024? Well, I mean, what month are we in? March?
Almost.
Too early to tell. I will say that so far, this is definitely a front runner. Which one do I prefer between something like this and the AE1? You know, I'm not sure. They're both a little bit different. I might lean towards these just a little bit more for certain aspects, but maybe we'll have time to talk about that later. However, before we get started, I do have a quick couple of things that I need you guys to do. We were talking to one of our YouTube reps, and they were explaining that while our views are fantastic, our engagement supposedly is not. Apparently you guys aren't commenting and liking enough for their liking, which I personally find to be bullshit. But if you guys can help us out by hitting the like button and also leaving some sort of comment for the algorithm,
that would be great.
So with all that begging out of the way, let's talk about performance. The most important thing. The traction on the Harden Volume 8 is fantastic. The Harden Volume 7's traction was no slouch. I'll just say that right now. They do use very similar traction patterns. They just kind of switch it up. So where you see herringbone on last year's model, they have radial, and where there was radial, there's now herringbone. I think that that's a good move. It's not a gimmicky traction. It just works. However, I will say the Volume 8 indoors, especially or specifically, I don't want to call it like leaps and bounds better than the 7. It just has this weird tackiness to it that the 7 didn't offer. The 7 did offer plenty of grip, and I think that they're fantastic, but this guy right here, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that additional JH traction pattern that's located right here in the center. I don't know if it's the rubber compound. I don't know if it's the thinness of the rubber, so it makes it all like, you know what I'm saying? Like ultra pliable and stuff like that. But these guys are just a notch or two above last year's model. So if you're looking for great traction, this guy right here just really does have it. I will say though that if you are an outdoor player, like an outdoor only player, I would go for the 7 over the 8. The grooves are thicker, the rubber is thicker. This stuff right here is just a little bit softer. So yes, better for indoor as far as durability is concerned, but not better for outdoor as far as durability is concerned. So if you're an outdoor hooper, I would look for last year's model on sale, even though I've been saying that for a very long time now, but this is one of those shoes where it's like really emphasized. Last year's has a more substantial traction, I guess, for outdoor use, whereas this one does not. Now the cushioning is different than last year's, but not by much. So last year, obviously we had light strike in the forefoot, boost in the heel. This guy is just like the AE1 where it's full length jet boost. However, in my opinion, it doesn't feel the same. Like originally it felt a little bit more muted, but after breaking them in and the break-in time was pretty quick, the cushion is just fucking phenomenal, man. Like how much did these cost? Like 160? They're right around there, okay? Now, if we're gonna compare them to a competitor brand, like say Nike and the Book 1, that's one of their newest signatures, it's the debut model, all that stuff, it's right around the same price point. I think 140 to 150, depending on the colorway. I could be totally wrong, it could just be 150 or 140 across the board, but either way, right around the same price range. And this guy just gives you way more bang for your buck. Like, just being perfectly honest, like you get full length cushion here. Not only that, you get their top tier cushion. No gimmicks, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what they have, it's the best that they have, and they're giving it to you. Unlike the Book 1 where it's Zoom Air, which is their best cushion, it's located only in the heel, and then everything else is Cushlon, which is fantastic typically, but you can't feel, you know, the wonderfulness that Cushlon typically is in that particular shoe with the way that it's implemented. This is just one of those things where this guy right here, actually it's between these and the AE ones. Like, tell me about full length jet boost in both models. The AE1 I think is 120, these are 160. Do we see a discrepancy here between brands? One brand is giving you everything they got every time, no matter the price point. The other one, well, they're not. So yeah, yeah, if you're looking for great cushion, this is it. This is one of those setups that is great indoors or outdoors. I will say that if you are outdoors, I've already got some fraying like right here. So you can see right here, this is just from, you know, rolling and basic moves. So yeah, I would not play in these outdoors like as my outdoor only shoe. The materials are very interesting on the shoe. I think that that's the part where I think materials with the fit, that's where I do like lean towards the Volume 7 a little bit. And it's mostly due to this EVA sidewall kind of cage carrier, whatever the hell you want to call this thing, the big ovally thing on there. That's the part that's obviously not on last year's model, and that's the part that I like the most, but in both ways. So I like the way that this one fits and feels right out the gate without needing this thing to be broken in. However, this thing being here adds a ton of support. So like, it's a weird like, what do you choose? You know what I'm saying? So I believe when I was first talking about the Volume 8, I had said that they're more like a refined version of the Volume 7, and I'm going to stick with that. The Volume 7 is a fantastic shoe, but if you want the Volume 7 on steroids, that's what this is. But either way, we've got basically like textile builds on the main body. Internally, we have a full-on internal booty, and it's kind of weird in here, so hopefully you can see that, but it's not hard to get into or anything like that. It's got tons of ventilation or airflow within there, even though it does kind of trap it with that sidewall right there. Not hard to get into. I slide right in, and yeah, they're super comfortable and all that stuff. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. The toe cap I think is fantastic. It's just a premium leather. It doesn't need to be there. It doesn't have any real performance function, but it's nice that it's there. I'll give it that. As far as fit is concerned, go true to size. You should be good to go. Whatever you wore in the Volume 7, that's exactly what I would recommend. To me, they fit almost identically. I wouldn't be surprised if they were built on the same exact last. So yeah, true to size is what I would do. I feel like they fit fantastic. When you do get them, just note that they're not laced all the way up. So there is a hidden eyelet in there. It's not really hidden, it's just internal. Don't forget to use that. Otherwise you will have a little bit of floppiness in the heel. If you don't want to have that feeling and you want to avoid that, just lace it on through and you'll be good to go. I was surprised that there wasn't a lot of lace pressure because that sock or booty is kind of thin. It's not heavily padded or anything, but I think it's a combination between these laces and just the way that everything's structured and fits that it's alleviating pressure instead of causing it. Now, as far as the support is concerned, this shoe doesn't have any issues with it whatsoever. Starting off with the base, it's nice and wide, so you know you sit within this platform really nicely and it cradles you perfectly. So if you want stability for your shot or just for overall movements, it's going to have you covered on that side. It does have a rounded edge, so you know they're taking a little bit of design cues from like previous models like the Kyries and stuff like that. Not their previous models, but just previous basketball shoes in general. So not only do you have that flat wide base, but you also have that rocker kind of like instep so that you could still move perfectly without any hesitation or without any lag time. At the midfoot, there's a substantial shank plate and it works perfectly well. There's no torsion issues whatsoever on this shoe. Like you can't over twist it or anything like that. It's awesome. And then what most of the support is coming from is this exaggerated, whatever the this is, this big ass EVA sidewall. And it just really like covers you from any type of movement, especially lateral movements. There was a small bit of break-in time with this. Like at first, when you start to flex, it does pinch and bend into your foot. Again, that's something that I didn't have an issue with the Volume 7, so I did prefer that shoe just a little bit in that aspect. But that pinching and that digging in your foot goes away pretty quickly. Again, it is EVA, it's not super thick, especially where it does like bend and fold into your foot. So once you break that in, you should be perfectly fine. In the rear, the heel counter is just massive. I mean, look at this thing, dude. Like, it's kind of excessive. I will say that it doesn't feel heavy or cumbersome. The way that it's sculpted and maneuvers like on the court and everything, the way that it's kind of like rounded just really does promote an easy or fluid stride. So you could still roll into your forefoot even on a heel strike and all that stuff, and you should be good to go. It's interesting because one of the lighter shoes, like everybody always tries to put emphasis on weight and everything, but it's really not about weight. It's all about construction. And those JT2s from Jordan Brand, they're light weight wise, but the way that they're constructed makes them feel like dead weight on your feet. These do not. So overall, I think that the Volume 8 is a fantastic shoe. Highly recommend it, especially if you're looking for a brand new signature that you want to rock on court. I don't think that anybody will have an overall problem with the performance. The visuals or the aesthetics, that's obviously up to you. I still don't like the way that they look. I still think that they look funny, but I can get past that because when I put them on and I go play, I don't feel anything outside of awesomeness. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing hindering or stopping me from doing anything that I want to do, and I just love that. Between this and the AE1, I would go with this slightly, just slightly. I think that these just move a little bit better once broken in, whereas the AE1, especially in that area where this guy pinches your foot, the AE1 moves away from your foot. So I would rather have a tighter fit than a looser fit. That's just me though. Sound off below and let us know what you think in the comment section. Do we have questions of the day for performance reviews? I don't remember.
I think we have.
We do? Okay, what is it?
I'm gonna set the parameters for you.
Go for
I
it.
need you to picture somebody that you really look up to. Like some would say your hero.
No, that's kind of dangerous.
Do you have somebody in mind?
Maybe?
Do you want to name them or no?
Not yet.
Okay, you're meeting them. Would you rather?
That does sound dangerous.
Would you rather vomit on your hero or have your hero vomit on you?
I'd rather have them throw up on me.
Oh yeah? Why?
Because I don't want to be the thrower-upper. Why would anybody choose that?
You answered that so easily.
Yeah, I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't mind being embarrassed for you. I don't want to be embarrassed myself. Like, I met Tinker.
Yeah.
Legend. I don't know if I'd call him my hero, but definitely somebody, at least in this footwear space, that I look up to wholeheartedly. And I wasn't going to throw up on him. I just couldn't get any words out that made sense. I sent you an email and you replied. That's what I said. Stupid. But would I want to be like, hi, Tinker, my name is... Oh! No, wouldn't want that.
So you'd rather like them?
I'd rather Tinker be having a good old time, you know, and I come up, hi Tinker, I'm Chris, and he goes, hi, I'm...
He was covered with 5 pies worth of used blueberries.
I'd be like, I know who you are, man, it's cool. It's cool with me, bro. Got you. So you want them to say this?
Yeah, they have to decide. They're meeting their hero. Are they the vomiter or the vomitee?
All right, list your hero, because now I'm just curious, okay? And would you want to throw up on them? This is a up question. Or would you want them to throw up on you? This sounds like a gross, like,
It could either be like you're so nervous, like you're finally meeting them.
I get that.
Or
My brain goes to Pornhub. This is like some weird, gross fetish that people have.
gross.
But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Sound off below and let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Have you played in them? If you have, feel free to leave your performance thoughts based off of your experiences in the comment section. Also, if you've played in both, feel free to compare. But again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. We will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one.